Hey everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's a mailbag. Now, I don't know what all these packages are, but I know what this one is. So I'm going to open it rather gently. I'm going to open it. And this has to do with a project I've been taking on in my office. It is, and I hope they're good quality, it is 1,000 3x5 Ziploc bags in a Ziploc bag. They say that's 2 mil. That's 2 mil. I don't think that's 2 mil. But these were reviewed with really good quality as far as the zippers not ripping and stuff on them. That also doesn't fully look like 3x5, but we'll see. Anyway, the idea with these things is I'm organizing my hardware, and obviously screws and stuff like that would rip right through these things. But for some of the more blunt hardware, what I was thinking is instead of taking up an entire drawer, especially if it's not something I use very often, I'm going to start combining multiple things in a drawer. Like I have all these things of O-rings and stuff like that, and they just take up so much space, and I very rarely need them. And so what I'm going to do is take the O-rings, sort them by size, maybe label them on here, and then drop them into a container that holds multiple, but in a relatively small amount of space. Now, I didn't really need 1,000 of these Ziploc bags, but I thought I could use them for a bunch of other things. And yeah, so I don't know, I got a lot of these Ziploc bags, like probably a lifetime supply. I also do realize that like as I go in there to rip them or to use them, they're gonna rip and stuff like that, at least a little bit. So I wanna have backups. But my thought is that I would have these things on hand, and in the standard size, that was actually the other problem. I was digging through all my Ziploc bags, and I've got tiny ones and big ones and all that kind of stuff. And so I wanted a standard size that I could just make sure that they're all gonna fit. So when I'm done, I'll probably update you on my hardware sorting project, because it's pretty cool, all the stuff I'm doing in the back of the shop. But for now, just know that I got a crap ton of Ziploc bags. Let's get the next one. This is a true mystery. I have one idea of what it may be, and if it is, it'll be a separate video, but I'm gonna go ahead and open it anyway. Yes, this is a gift from Kaiweets, which you may have seen on some other YouTubers' channels and stuff like that. But I'm not going to do a full unboxing on it. Actually, yeah, I'll do a full unboxing on it, then I'll do a little review in another video. This is one of those handy-dandy full screen meters, and I wasn't going to do any more meter reviews, except that I set up a new station in my shop. And that new station needs a new meter. And so I'll be showing you a little bit more about that as well. So it comes with the temperature probes and the the meter itself. Now this is one of those, like I said, full screen handy dandy things. I'm just gonna turn it on and let you guys see it. We're gonna make sure it works. And so the overmolding has to come off. I'm gonna get this batteries in here and we'll take a quick look. So while I'm taking this apart, I'll remind you guys that the Kaiweets HT118A, which was originally recommended to me by YouTuber Simple Electronics, is my favorite meter. I've got fluke meters, I have big meters and small meters and all that kind of stuff, but I really like this one primarily for the big screen, and it's just a chunky meter that's kind of nice to have in my office. And I don't know that I would take it on the job as an electrician. I don't really think they're meant to do that. They're kind of more hobbyist type meters, and but they're very accurate and they work really well. And so I love this one. I use it all the time. It's my go-to meter. But then this one, which again, you might have a hard time seeing the colors the same way that I am, but there's some, let's see right there. So this will not be necessarily an on-screen meter, but from my perspective, what I can see, the colors are awesome. You can see it's kind of auto-ranging around between a couple different settings here. I'm not going to try to do a review of it right now, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I have this. It's coming up. Definitely a smaller form factor, and what this thing is going to be for is over by my solder station when I do some quick checking over there. So I've got one here. This is the YouTube Studio A and electronics desk. YouTube Studio B, from my perspective, is over there at the electronics, the old computer reworking, and then back here behind me is my soldering station. I'm getting ready to do another office tour, so you'll kind of get the perspective of all those things in an upcoming video. But thank you to Kaiweets for sending me this, and I'll be checking it out. These next two, I believe, are a set. So we're gonna open them up at the same time, see what happens when we dump this out here. I have no idea how this is packaged. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and open the next one. So these are tantalum capacitors, and they are famous or infamous for being in motherboards like the original IBM PC 5150 motherboard. What is that? Wow, that's tiny. I thought I ordered more than that. Okay, I guess not. Yeah, I feel like I ordered a lot of these things, so I'll have to check my counts. But yeah, there's 45 in this one. I guess I just ordered 10 in this one. I thought I got more, but either way, this is the tantalum capacitors that are in some of the original motherboards, and I have a bunch of the weird three-legged ones. I'm not going to go over this a whole bunch because I'll do entire videos on replacing these things and fixing motherboards and stuff. But this is the there's two different values here. These are the 10 microfarads, and I believe these are 3.3 microfarads, but they are for replacing some caps that have blown on old motherboards. And the idea is when these things die, they actually die as a dead short, and so the entire thing at best won't power up, or at worst this capacitor will explode. And so you know, it makes for some interesting stuff. You may have seen a video on my channel of one of these things blowing up. But these are the tantalum capacitors to fix a couple of motherboards and bring some stuff back from the dead. Next up, we have something from Amazon somewhere, and maybe some things. Okay, so this is, we'll take them one at a time. This is an HDMI to VGA adapter, and 1080p, as you can see here. And I believe I have one of these already, but the idea with this one is on my project, my mission control desk over there, I'm putting an HDMI input on the front of the desk so I can just plug anything in. And I thought rather than doing an HDMI and a VGA and adding more switching, because I have a lot of switching over there, I wanted to just add the option to either put an HDMI or VGA input on the front of the desk. Now I may add VGA natively later, but I've got enough switches and converters over there, so this will take care of that. So in other words, I can plug this into the desk and this into VGA, and I'll be probably using my VGA capture to capture anything I want to do over at the desk. What is that, power? Have a separate power? Yes, as you can see on the back here, there's a, I guess it's a line in for audio, and micro USB here for power. And so all in all, these things work pretty well. I'm going to be doing a separate video on upgrading my open source desk to have some extra buttons and stuff like that. So you'll see that in action there. Something else in the package. Ah, yes. So I don't know that I'll really need these, but I ran out of them. These are VGA, or not VGA, I'm old. HDMI couplers, and so the idea of these is that you can connect two HDMI cables together. I primarily need it for, you'll see in a, maybe even I'll stick it in this mailbag video, but I have some HDMI stuff that I'm not 100% sure is going to reach my HDMI switch, but it's prefabricated, so I wanted the ability to extend a prefabricated cable, or maybe one of those like say the Raspberry Pis, what are they, the 4s, have the weird micro HDMI. Well, if I want to extend one of those cables, it's way easier to use HDMI to HDMI. So I got 5 of them. They're relatively cheap, and that will last me a long time. And I've got one more here. I know what this is. So I got a Pixel 5a back when I was up in Maryland renovating that house, and it fell from like 2 feet and shattered the screen, and then it took forever and was just a ridiculous hassle to get that fixed. I got it fixed, and then since then I've had like 4 screen protectors break on the thing. I think the screens are just a little bit rounded and the screen protectors just don't handle that. So I have broken a lot of screen protectors on the Pixel 5a, and so I had to actually order more because it's sitting there with a broken screen protector. And the crazy thing is, I don't even carry it that much. Like, that phone frustrates me so much that I really do my Pixel 4a most of the time. And so because I have data on both of them. So the fact that I basically never use the 5A and it has a broken screen protector like 95% of the time drives me crazy. So I'm seriously considering selling it. If you have a choice between the two, I would definitely go with a with the Pixel 4a instead of the 5a. Now, I do like this brand of screen protectors, and they're probably a little bit better than the ones that I got. So hopefully these will hold up, and these may convince me to just go ahead and keep the phone. And last but not least, we have something that I've been waiting on, and it is, here we go. It is this round socket that has an HDMI and a USB 3.0 port. And so what I want this for, as you can see, it's got male HDMI and 3.0 on the other side. And I have some that have just USB and USB. And so the idea is that these are going to be going in my open source desk project where, you know, I want to have nice, neat interfaces for USB and to add HDMI devices. And a lot of the other ports are kind of just a pain to cut out and stuff like that. So these are kind of nice. They're a tiny bit smaller than arcade buttons. They're probably like 1/16 or something like that diameter. You need to drill out. I'm going to laser it out. So I'll find out. But these give you a nice, clean looking interface. And so what I have is on my desk, I've got a USB hub inside. So this is essentially like an extension cable for my hub in there. And then this one, as I said earlier in the video, will go into an HDMI ABCD switch. So these things are pretty cool. They run about $7 to $10 depending on which one you get. You can get them with just a single 1/8 inch jack. You can get them with the USB with just various configurations. So on my desk, I'll have 5 USB ports exposed and 1 HDMI, and hopefully you'll get to see that soon. Well, there you have it. That is today's mailbag. All the links for all these things are in the description as far as I know, and using those links really helps out the channel. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and have a great day.